I'm Nick Thomas with InfoSecSync.com, and welcome to the 8th Annual National Cyber Summit in Huntsville, Alabama. Hi, welcome. My name is Nick Thomas with InfoSecSync.com, and I am here at the 8th Annual National Cybersecurity Summit in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm joined here, Chandler Hall, Cybersecurity Evangelist with Centaur Corporation, here, local in Huntsville, Alabama. Welcome, Chandler. Can you tell me a little about your company?
Enjoyed meeting you. Absolutely, be glad to. First of all, we're very, very glad to again be a multi-year sponsor, gold sponsor this year, as well as previous years here at the Cybersecurity Summit. We are the National Cyber Summit, and very proud of that because this year also the NSA has brought a lot of people and subject material and sponsorship to it as well. Continue to grow the show. It is an exciting area. It is a very, very important area, and is the reason why I like to do evangelizing for this company. Can't stress enough how important every bit of our society is being touched by cyber, and that means also we have to address that from a defensive standpoint, an offensive standpoint. We have to up our game in every aspect, whether we're citizens doing normal, regular, everyday jobs, or the jobs that my subject matter experts do in facilities at the DoD and other areas around the United States and the world. Centaur has been in business since 1990 and totally focused on cybersecurity since about 2001. Today we have 95% of our business is in cybersecurity, government services, and research and development. 80% of that is business that we're the prime contractor with. We work with a cadre of partners around the nation, excellent ones. They're great people to turn to, whether you're in a commercial venture or in a government account. There are people all across the nation that can turn to help. We are one of those organizations that will be glad to point you in the right direction if it's not for us. We are involved in areas like SPAWAR, Air Force Cyber, MS-NOC, doing things of protecting systems, configurations, STIGs, following the risk management framework. We'd help people transition from DICAP to what is called RMF. We also help commercial ventures. As people have heard on the news, things like our power grid's been hacked and our water systems are in danger. Our teenagers won't be able to text message anymore. That could be the fall of the nation, I guess. But those things are actually happening, and so we are helping commercial companies shore up their defenses as well, helping them identify what their current posture is, areas where they can cost effectively shore up their defenses, and help this nation up its game across the board.
That sounds great, Chandler. And going along with this year's theme of cybersecurity in the system development lifecycle, it looks like you guys have a really good picture into what's going on in cyber in regards to systems acquisitions, the supply chain, and kind of baking in cybersecurity from the beginning.
Absolutely. It's critical. We have been doing that actually with the Missile Defense Agency, one of the first major projects in the government that started that from the very beginning. We're going to bake in cyber in every bit of the development process.
Absolutely.
It's good that you mentioned the open source, right?
Yes,
Just third party, the supply chain, if we would, in software. So many companies today, so many of them are using modules and parts of code that they're picking up in open source projects, and being able to track that, who was the developers behind that software, is something that our people do. We have some technology that we've developed as well, a product called Veriscan, which scans your software looking for vulnerabilities.
Very cool.
All sorts of different languages. So it's a great way to get started. If you're developing software, you're concerned about vulnerabilities, we have a great suite of both open source and proprietary tools we've developed for secure environments for the Department of Defense. So contractors that are having to develop secure software for the DoD, this is another tool that you could deploy to help do that.
That sounds great, Chandler. And to learn more about that, make sure you go to Centaur.com, look at their services and their products, and also check out the National Cyber Summit, nationalcybersummit.com. Chandler?
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you.
We would love to
Thanks
see
for
y'all
being
here next year. Thank you.
Hey, Nick Thomas here again with InfoSecSync.com, and I am here with some people from SAIC at the National Cyber Summit here in Huntsville, Alabama. I've got Double R here. I've got Raymond and Rhonda, and they're going to tell us a little bit about what they do for SAIC and what SAIC does for Huntsville.
Hey Nick, thanks for having us.
No problem.
My name's Rhonda Dyer. I'm the Vice President of Strategy for SAIC, and I have the pleasure of helping to guide the company in delivering state-of-the-art technology and services to our mission partners.
Excellent.
That's great.
And thanks, Nick. I appreciate the invitation. I'm Ray Kynard, and I am the Director of Talent Development at SAIC with a major focus on cyber development, one of our key critical talent areas at SAIC.
Okay. So you're here at the National Cyber Summit. I understand that you guys hosted some things. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing here at the summit?
Well, we're delighted this year at the summit to be able to sponsor the work development track, but specifically the reception last night, where we rolled out a great partnership with the City of Huntsville Schools, where for the next 2 or 3 years we're going to be providing cyber support, both financially, services in kind, to make sure that the next generation of kids coming through Huntsville are prepared to meet the mission of our clients here and across the United States. Couldn't be happier to work with the teachers and the administration and the City of Huntsville Schools, which has been a fabulous experience.
That's excellent to be a great part of that and home growing that talent instead of bringing the talent into Huntsville, they're growing it locally.
Absolutely. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say we have about 2,500 employees here in Huntsville, where we support predominantly Missile Defense Agency, NASA, and the U.S. Army. And about 10 to 12% of that workforce currently is cyber. So as the mission continues to evolve and the need, we're going to have more and more need to have folks right here in Huntsville delivering cyber.
Wow, so that puts you guys up at the very top, I guess, of contracting companies here in the Huntsville area.
Yeah, I think we're number 2.
Wow,
Number 2 in the Huntsville area.
Okay.
So one of the things we're focusing on, both internally and externally, is developing that workforce for the future. And to Rhonda's earlier comment, our partnership with Huntsville City Schools is allowing us to start developing that workforce pipeline very young. So we're going to be engaging in the high school and middle school levels to help them think about careers in cybersecurity as they go through their high school career, to help them launch into either college or, quite frankly, there are a number of positions for qualified high school graduates in the cybersecurity space.
Absolutely, and companies like to have high school students come in and intern with the company, because that's going to give them a long-term growth up to executive leadership positions in the company.
Absolutely. That's a big part of the program that we're initiating with Huntsville City Schools, is our opportunity to collect those interns, leverage them, and hopefully when they graduate from whatever level of education they're interested in achieving, obviously bring them on as full-time employees for SAIC to help support our mission and the mission of our customers.
Absolutely. So is there any information available for someone that wants to learn about your initiatives here in Huntsville?
Well, you can always go to the SAIC website, and I know the City of Huntsville Schools has put out a few press releases, including the signing of the MOU yesterday.
Okay, that's excellent.
And the Cyber College Academy will be starting with the new school year in August, and that information is on the public school websites. I know they've got their first incoming class of cyber students. I think it's around 30 kids, and we were at this new school yesterday, and we're just thrilled.
Yes, the Mae Jemison School, brand new facility here in Huntsville that's being opened up very specifically for these kids. So it's very exciting, and we're very, very fortunate and appreciative to be a part of that.
Absolutely. So you've heard it from Raymond and Rhonda here at the National Cyber Summit in Huntsville. For more information, go to SAIC.com. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Hey, Nick Thomas here with InfoSecSync.com. I am at the Logarithm booth, and I'm here with Rick Fernandez, one of the people here with Logarithm, and we're going to talk about what Logarithm is and what they're doing here at Cyber Huntsville. So, Rick?
Well, it's funny is that I've been working, with Logarithm for almost 2 years now. We're a security intelligence company, so from a perspective of user behavioral anomalies, right, or user behavioral analytics is what we really focus on. And so it's taking the normal user activity and being able to memorize that or learn that over a period of 7 days.
So when I come into work and I log in and I print and I go out to the internet and I do that on a daily basis, that would be normal traffic.
That's
normal
exactly
things
right.
You're looking at.
Yeah.
But what if all of a sudden I come in late at night to do printing and I'm printing 400 pages a night?
Exactly.
Things
wrong.
like that. Is that what you're looking for?
We're looking for that outlier, right? So I can then say, hey, this maybe is not, it's not you, or if it is you, why?
Okay.
And then we can fire the alarm. Incident response team takes a look at that, and they say, hey, is this really something we need to look at? And then we can corroborate that with multiple indicators. So we can have 5 or 6 different alarms that we say, if we see 2 or 3 changes within your personality or your profile, then we can actually alarm on that. But if we see maybe 5 or 6, we want a higher alarm than we do if we see 1, right? So we're looking for different indicators of compromise on a specific account or a user.
Okay, so what you're looking at here is it's called a SIM, right? A security event or security information event manager.
That's correct.
And I think we have a little picture of what's going on here with Logarithm. If we could come over here. So tell me what this dashboard is doing here.
So this dashboard, everything in our dashboard is HTML5, and so it's giving us the ability to see the top countries that are being that we're seeing impacted, or in this case here, a search that it's doing. This is a demo that we've got running through.
Okay.
So we do live ad hoc searches. An analyst will take that and say, hey, this is something that's interesting, so I need to search on this. Search on this financial information or this finance data that's being used, or does that user actually have permission to actually look at that or send that email out?
Absolutely. So you're looking at insider threat.
That's correct.
They're looking at normal traffic, but going above that to look at what's different than normal traffic. What's the anomalous behavior? And you can see that their front end is actually HTML5 enabled, so it's more secure. It's got the SSL going for it as well. And what is this down here?
Now these are all widgets, so they're very customizable. So I can take Lucene queries or regex or any type of query that I want to say. I want to look at a specific set. Let's say privileged users.
Okay.
I want to look at users as well, but maybe I want to have another chart, another widget that says, hey, all privileged user authentication failures to a specific compliance server or to a specific set of servers. I want to have that elevated and brought to a widget itself, right?
So that's like your administrators, people with elevated privileges, looking to see if they're doing their job correctly or if they're going out of their bounds. More of an insider threat issue. That's
correct. So we want to know if the anomalous user's been compromised and being leveraged to do insider threat, or maybe a hop to somebody else, or we want to look and say, hey, do I have privileged users doing the same thing? Right?
Okay, excellent. Come on out to the booth, check out Logarithm here, or go online at logarithm.com, see their security services and products. And Rick, thanks for coming out.
Yep, thank you.
Hey everyone, Nick Thomas here with InfoSecSync.com, and I am live at the National Cyber Summit in Huntsville, Alabama at the People Tech booth, and I'm here with Jason Cuneo of People Tech. He is the senior cyber scientist of the company. We're going to give him a little interview and talk about some products and services they provide. What are some of the products and services you provide?
Well, on the cybersecurity side, we have a lot of different organizations that support groups that either have a need for either cybersecurity training. We also have the opportunity to provide solutions to some of our customers on the cybersecurity side. We also go through the ability to do cyber exercise support, which gives us a nice opportunity to kind of intermingle with a lot of organizations that have that need, people that are constantly interested in trying to find out how to better those organizations, and that's where our company would come in. We find out what those problems are, identify potential solutions, and then move forward with those.
So, Jason, that's the fun part of cyber. Some people call it cyber hunting. Some people call it cyber wargaming, and it's basically going in and finding out where the threats are, vulnerabilities, and how to better secure your systems. Being part of Cyber Huntsville, what does People Tech bring to Huntsville in general?
Sure. Yeah, a lot of our organizations, because we marry up with so many different groups across the Tennessee Valley, we're able to see a lot of the different types of problems that actually occur. So as a result, it gives us a little bit of a better breadth of understanding of the types of issues that we see across the domains. And it's nice because we're able to implement solutions at our level. We test them out first, make sure that things work, and then go and find out what those problems are for our customers, and then make changes as necessary.
So that's great. It sounds like you're developing commercial solutions as well as DoD federal solutions to those customers?
So there is constantly a need across both spaces right now, and so we're constantly trying to find organizations across both that give us the opportunity to try and expand and show where we can highlight their particular issues and then complement those with things that they're doing well already.
And this is just one of many hats that Jason shuffles. One of his other hats is being the Huntsville chapter of ISA.
Yes, that's
correct?
Right, yeah.
He is also heading up part of the Cyber Cup here at the National Cyber Convention here. Want to talk a little about that?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So as part of a different task that we're currently working on, we decided that instead of just having a conference where you go and you listen to different activities, we have the opportunity to be able to allow participants to actually get on a keyboard and hack a little bit, have some
fun stuff.
That's right. Enjoy what it is that they're doing, but then to also highlight the types of technical capabilities that we have across the Tennessee Valley, and that's the most exciting piece. Now we're actually able to highlight these people's opportunities. We give them an opportunity to sit down, have some fun, learn some new things, and hopefully we kind of inspire in them the desire to keep on going throughout the process, because there are more and difficult techniques as they move on through, and that's really what we're trying to highlight.
Great opportunity to help workforce development here in the Cyber Huntsville area, growing people up from below instead of bringing talent into Huntsville, growing local people. So come on out to the summit, visit Jason at the People Tech booth. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thanks.
Hey, Nick Thomas here with InfoSecSync.com, and with me I have John with Shodan.io. John is one of the speakers here at the National Cyber Summit, and he's here to tell you guys, the viewers who don't know what Shodan is, what it is, what you can do, how you can search, and things of interest. So, John?
Hi Nick, I'm here to talk about IoT at National Cyber Summit, and I'm very excited to reach a different crowd than I normally speak at. And yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of happening recently in IoT and ICS. I think there's a lot more awareness starting to reach, higher echelons.
And I think that's because there's a lot of consumer products out there for IoT. So people are buying the Nest thermostats. They're buying stuff for smart homes. But some people, are getting hacked with that, turning up the heat. I didn't turn up the heat. Who did?
Yeah, I mean, IoT used to be very expensive. You go and you buy a Philips Hue light bulb, and one light bulb is like $150.
Absolutely right.
That's not affordable. But now you go to Home Depot, and for $15, you can buy a GE Wink, light bulb. That's fairly affordable now. $15 is not super cheap, but affordable. And yeah, all this IoT stuff, it used to be only for the early adopters, the geeks that really enjoy tinkering with these things. But nowadays, it's sort of reached mass market, especially
smartphones.
I mean, smartphones. And, you want to be able to control every part of your life nowadays over your smartphones.
Right.
Everything connects to it. Everything talks to it. You want to be at work and you want to know, oh, my garage door is closed, or what about the baby camera? I want to be able to watch all these things. You have certain expectations for what you should be able to do nowadays, and IoT lets you do a lot of these things.
Okay, so tell me how Shodan can help out the actual viewer that we have or companies.
Right, so for the individual consumer, they usually don't have a lot of technical knowledge or security knowledge. Correct. And they're going to buy a baby cam and they're going to install it and they're going to go online, they're going to ask other people, maybe on Facebook, how do I access this camera remotely? What do I do? And they can say, oh, just open up your firewall, do these things.
Their Bluetooth's on. Come on, it's good.
I mean,
you're good.
a lot of consumers, they should use Shodan where we check yourself. See, are you running anything that's publicly exposed on the internet? Because Shodan does all the work for you, so you just go to Shodan, you type in your IP address, and it's very easy. And the same is true for big companies. You'd be surprised. A lot of big organizations, they know how to nail down their web servers and their database and these traditional, server products.
Devices,
yeah, exactly. That they know, and they have system administrators that manage them. But what about your HVAC system? Heating, air conditioning. What about, do you have TVs that have dashboards and other displays in your office, or your office itself?
So, John, you're absolutely right. And you mentioned HVAC system, and that's one of the systems that hackers use to break into Target and take consumer information and financial information.
Exactly. Nowadays, most companies don't have a good grasp on the industrial control system side of things for the network. Target is a perfect example of that. They probably had very good security and fraud and the corporate network, they had VPNs to connect and everything like that. But they didn't realize that their HVAC is another vector. It's a computer that manages the building, heating, air conditioning, and it's connected. It's on a network. If you can hack it, you can pivot from there to the rest of the network. And people always say, well, why do I need to worry about the security of my refrigerator? Why do I need to worry about the security of my light bulb? Well, we already know that you can run malware on your refrigerator.
Absolutely. In case you didn't know that, you can.
Yeah, we already have instances of people sending spam from refrigerators, not the the real kind, but the mail spam. Right. So all the same things that we know, all the malware that works on your Windows desktop also works on these IoT platforms. But we don't have antivirus. And what happens if your refrigerator gets hacked? Well, what do you do?
Right.
I mean,
you have to buy a new one, right? You need food. You need to keep it cool and frozen, right?
I don't know what you're going to do.
Right.
If it blue screens, you can try to reboot it, but you can't reinstall it. Right. It's kind of silly. You think about these things nowadays, but that's what we're moving to. We don't have antivirus. We don't have firewalls that understand IoT or ICS. But we're slowly moving in that direction because it's becoming more mainstream.
Absolutely. So go to the website, shodan.io, take a look around. And any last words for our viewers?
No, just...
All right, check us out. Thank you so much. Hey, Nick Thomas here again with InfoSecSync.com. I'm at the National Security Summit with Mr. Randy Ramos from GBSI. Randy, can you tell us what your company is here doing and what you do for Huntsville, as well as some of your other clients?
Yeah, absolutely. So GBSI just recently opened up an office here in Huntsville. It's basically a training center facility, state-of-the-art configuration. In that facility, we also have our virtual instructor-led training portfolio. So with that technology, we're able to do workforce development and accelerate competencies in workforce and cybersecurity skills. And Huntsville City Schools is one of our partners in that, where we're able to put an instructor or a subject matter expert into a studio environment at our facility here in Huntsville and distribute that across the Huntsville school infrastructure. And it really helps in accelerating the competencies and building those skill sets that are necessary in workforce development as it comes to cybersecurity skill sets.
Absolutely. So can this just be done strictly from someone's house if they wanted to log in and get some credits or CPEs for something as well as companies that wanted, let's say somebody needed to be DOD 8570 compliant for a contract and they had 20 people they needed. Can you guys fulfill that need?
Yeah, absolutely. And really, it's really a bigger infrastructure than that. So when it comes to being able to take an instructor and distribute them, we can distribute that instructor from one facility into a classroom, into connected classroom environment. We can also do that for online students simultaneously or to handheld devices, to a connected device. So it's really taking the technology and implement it correctly in order to distribute, not only subject matter expertise, but also into a connected environment, to really reduce cost and to really be able to connect to a distributed workforce, whether it's locally or globally.
Absolutely. And I see you have some very nice equipment here. Would you like to show some of our viewers what's going on here in your booth?
Yeah, absolutely. So we down here we got a cyber range. So this actually, what you see here is a very high-end, sophisticated configuration where we can put measles on it in order to teach cybersecurity skill sets. So put together a simulated or modeled environment whereby you can practice those skill sets. Understand a vulnerability, see how maybe a virus is moving through a technology environment. One of the national presence is Cyber Patriots, so we actually can take the Cyber Patriot environment, put it all pre-configured into a range like this, and allow students to connect to that 24/7, whether they're doing it as part of a classroom environment or practicing it as remediation after school. So again, workforce acceleration, workforce development, K through 12, post-secondary, that's what's going on here.
That's amazing. And he mentioned measles, and we're not talking about the disease. It stands for Master Scenario Event List. It's basically a list of things that's going to happen during a war game or a cyber war game to initiate threats and vulnerabilities. So you want to show them what's happening over here?
Yeah, so what you have going on behind her actually is this would be kind of like our virtual instructor-led training environment. We actually have an instructor here that's in Pensacola, Florida. Johnson, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Yeah, so this is Johnson down in Pensacola, Florida. And so in this instructor-led training environment where we can virtualize it and bring a subject matter expert from any environment, anywhere location in the world, and bring them into a classroom environment or into a distributed environment.
That's again with InfoSecSync.com. I'm at the National Cyber Summit in Huntsville, Alabama, and I'm here at the Unico Technology booth with President and Founder, Mr. Mark Van Atta. Mark, can you tell us the company? What you do for cyber in Huntsville?
We as a company focus on security and network infrastructure, and as an owner, we've been covering the Alabama market for the last 10 years, and I brought Philip Lee on, who's local to the Huntsville area because he knows Huntsville so well.
Okay.
And he's been living here for so many years, really knows the environment well, knows the community, and I like having local people. And so yeah, we wanted to expand our reach into Alabama. And by doing that, bringing somebody on and then coming here to the cybersecurity conference, because we are security related and that's our focus, the cybersecurity conference offers us an opportunity to meet the local companies and tell them what we do.
Right. So can you give us a little bit about what products and services you provide
Absolutely.
to the local community here?
Absolutely. So our big focus is Palo Alto Networks, who we're on the booth with them. They're our biggest vendor.
Great team member.
Yes, Brian Whalen is with Palo Alto. That is one of the biggest products we represent. We feel it's one of the strongest security plays today in the marketplace. We also offer products that people have heard of, like Aruba Networks, Trend Micro.
All great products.
All security, all focused around security. That's how we built the business, focused on security as the core, and then it broadened out into the network infrastructure part. But Palo Alto Networks brings both to the table.
Absolutely, and I personally use Palo Alto Networks at my clients, and it's a great firewall, great products, and we can actually talk to Brian here to tell you more about what they bring.
Yep.
Brian?
Brian Whalen from Palo Alto Networks.
Thanks, appreciate it. So I'm Brian Whalen, Regional Sales Manager with Palo Alto Networks. Happy to be a part of the summit. This is our first time attending the show. Clearly we're focused on cybersecurity, so we led with our next generation firewall, focusing on safely enabling applications for all users in all sessions while interviewing and looking at all of the content of every session in real time, scaling up to 100 gig. So we're happy to be here. It's our first time attending the show. We've had a lot of great interaction with both prospects as well as clients, and we enjoy the Huntsville area. I'm based out of Atlanta, so it's a short drive over, but the show's been great so far.
Excellent, and I love the swag that you guys have here. It's actually information technology, cyber related about Palo Alto, cybersecurity, and things to that effect. Come join us down here at Cyber Huntsville. We're at the Unico Technology booth. Mark, pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Brian,
Thanks so much.
For being on.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.